How about instead of saying, what is the worst that can happen, you start asking yourself, what is the best thing that can happen? Welcome to Masterminds Podcast with your co-host Pam. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. Like always, if you are new to this channel, make sure that you go ahead and click the subscribe button below so you can get notifications not only when I post weekly YouTube videos, but also when my co-host Brian post his weekly YouTube videos. So really quick message for you guys. I really want to break down when people say, what is the worst that could happen? How about we start saying, what is the best thing that could happen? A few years ago, I was living in New York City. I just remember feeling like enough is enough. Like I have to do something about my situation. I feel like I'm living in a box. It felt like I was living in a shoebox. I had to take a risk on myself. I had to go ahead and evaluate what is going on in my life and say, if I don't take a risk, if I don't do something that feels scary, then I'm never gonna change. Nothing is gonna happen. My life is gonna stay the same and I'm gonna continue living in the shoebox like a little tiny mouse. And I'm just gonna, eat the scraps. And that's just not what I wanted. It didn't feel right. It wasn't part of my vision. It was like my soul was crawling out of my skin to go ahead and take a risk. And that's when I decided to quit my job and move to another country. Not saying you have to quit your job and move to another country. That's what I needed to do. And there were so many people telling me, what are you doing? Why are you going to Mexico? It's dangerous. You're a woman, you're alone, you're this, you're that. What about health insurance? What about if your money runs out? What if your cat runs away? Because I ended up taking my cat. And there's just so many different people were telling me reasons why I shouldn't do it. All of the negative outcomes that could potentially happen. And in my mind, I kept telling myself, well, what if this works out? What if this is exactly what I need in order to jump into the next chapter of my life? And I thought about all of the different situations that, I could make money here. I could do this. My trading is going to kick off. My mentorship is going to kick off. And, so many things. And, instead of visualizing and feeling the outcome of the negative, I was visualizing and feeling the outcome of the positive. Now, that's not to say that me moving and it was all smooth and dandy and there was, no roller coaster ride, there was no shipwreck. Like there was a giant shipwreck. Some things happened that completely rocked my boat, almost drowned, not to be dramatic. But I still, throughout the situation, was like, I know my dream, I know my vision, and I cannot go back. I cannot go back to the life where I felt small, where I felt like unheard, where I felt like I wasn't aligned. Literally getting physically sick so much and so often because it just wasn't my place. My body didn't align with where I was at. And now when I think about it and I'm like, oh my God, like it's been a couple of years and I'm doing it and it hasn't been easy, but I'm so happy that instead of me saying, what if it doesn't work out? I said, what if it does work out? I find joy and peace and I become closer to God during this whole situation. If you have a feeling inside of you, want to start your own business, whether you want to quit your job, whether you want to go to another country, whether you want to solo travel, whatever it is in your heart, please do not allow the what if in the negative to come in and cloud your doubt and stop you from taking a risk on yourself. Because if you do not take a risk on yourself and you do not dream and you do not act on the dreams that you have and think, what if this works out for me? Then you will be stuck. And that's just what happens. Energy does not stop. You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. So if you don't take the risk on yourself, even though you want to, you're actually moving backwards. It feels like you're being stuck because you're moving backwards in a circle, but you're really moving backwards. And you don't want to be moving backwards. You want to be moving forward. You want to flourish, you want to grow, and you want to become the most highest version of yourself. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button, comment your biggest takeaway, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Like always, we go live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on IG Live. You can go ahead, you can find the link to our IG below, and we'll see you guys soon.